Welcome back to Talk Horror, me, the only horror movie review podcast that knows better than do anything more than 90 seconds at a time. Before we get into why that is, let's see what we're talking about tonight.
Tonight we review Talk to Me. Talk to Me is a 2022 Australian supernatural horror film directed by Danny and Michael Philippou in their feature directorial debuts. The story is written by Danny Philippou and Bill Hinzman and based on a concept by Daley Pearson. It stars Sophie Wilde Alexandra Jensen, Joe Bird, Otis Dhanji Miranda Otto, and Zoe Terakes. In Talk to Me, when a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits with an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill and high-stakes party game, until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces.
Ladies, welcome.
Hello.
How are you today?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. I know why Carly is fantastic, and why don't you tell us why?
Because it was my movie. Finally. I figured out, I think it was around Halloween when I started looking for this to come on streaming. And it was, but it was, you had to pay for it. And I was like, nope, we're waiting. And we waited. And it's finally here, and I am so excited.
Awesome. So who do you want to start first, Carly?
Well, let's start with Brooke.
Me. So I thought this movie was funny and sad at the same time. Like, I don't know why I thought it was funny, but it was funny how the spirits like went in them and how it controlled them. And then I thought it was sad because of her mom passing away. Like, that part really got to me. So that part made me sad, and her mom like coming back and her wanting to see her mom more. So she was like, no, let her stay. But yeah, I like the storyline and everything. So yeah, it's just was sad to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have anything in my notes that said it was funny. Let me check my notes. I have nothing that says it was funny. But I don't even know where to go with the funny part. I will say it was masterful with like a limited budget. There are some creepy ass parts in this film. Every possession or allude to a possession like was done really, gross and sickly and disgusting, and the black eyeballs and poor Riley going through his paces was, I feel so much for Riley because he just went through it. And the way they did that makeup effects, which I showed in the movie package, was really hard to watch in so many ways. And I have questions specifically about Riley later in this broadcast, but I will save that because I want to know what Carly has to say.
I think it was worth the wait. It was creepy. It was fantastic. The makeup effects, just, man, I don't want to spoil it, but what Riley was doing, unbelievable. I could not get over the fact that this is a low budget film and this is how good this was.
Yeah.
And that the acting was good. I didn't recognize anyone. I think I sort of recognized the mom.
That's Miranda Otto is from Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so yeah, I did recognize
and many other things, obviously, but yeah, she's really the only notable known actress or actor.
And the actress who played Mia, she was very believable.
Was that her first role?
I don't know. I didn't check into that, but I don't know. She did a fantastic job and made you really feel for this character. And like you said, her losing her mom, wanting so badly to have that connection with her mom again, that no spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
I mean, we have to spoil a little, just a skosh, because I agree. I mean, go ahead, bro.
I did read that they're having a sequel to it because of how it ended. So I did read that they're having a sequel.
Oh, nice.
Which I have questions about that, but that's a third question than the other questions I have. But I want to like touch on the mom thread because that really was a linchpin of everything in this film. Was all about the relationship of the mother to daughter and daughter to mother, and like what are we to believe or not believe about how she died and what's real, what's not real. I think the strongest thing about the film was toward the middle of the second act and beyond, I stopped really knowing what was not real or not real. That wasn't the case, but what was true. It was like, who are we to believe? And I'm like, I actually even went to Wiki afterwards. I'm like, maybe they'll like clear it up for me because I'm like, who's lying? Who's not lying? Are the spirits telling the truth? Are they lying to you? What's their end goal? Seemed like very ulterior motives happening all around. Obviously, everybody had their own agenda, whether it's like, I want time with my mom or I want to like bring more spirits to the netherworld. I don't know. Just yeah, it left me with a lot of questions other than the ending, which I definitely don't want to spoil the ending. But I'm not sure like who wanted what.
I couldn't figure out if the note was real.
Yeah,
because
that the father read.
Exactly. I could not figure out if that was real because they said he's imitating the spirits, and then he was, and then he wasn't, and then
was he, or is that just for us to know or not?
Exactly.
Know? Yeah.
Exactly, and that was done again, done very well.
Yeah, kept you guessing.
I can see where when my son was impaired, it scared him.
Yeah.
I can see that. I wasn't scared as much as I was mortified. Oh man, it was fantastic.
Yeah, you're right. It's not a scary movie. It's not like a jump scary movie. There's just some really unsettling moments and work done.
I don't know, Chuck. The part where she was sucking on the toes. That
no, we're not talking. Hey, now you're just giving away the whole plot. I mean, that was actually that reminded me of actually some 90s, 80s, 90s films where it's like it's got a lot of sexual undertones to the film, like those kind of horror flicks where it's like some, like even in Texas Chainsaw, where the old grandpa is like trying to lick on the final girl kind of thing. It's like there's that kind of like throwback to that. That is the least of our problems. It was really more of like every time they did a sitting or whatever you want to call it with the hand, like it just ratcheted up more and more and more. And I actually love the fact that they were getting off on it. That they were like, oh man, we gotta go again, because that was like, oh, I'm getting all the feels and like I'm all juiced up. But then you had the dog licking the one guy, you got the toe licking. So there was like some things they threw in there that was like maybe to make people uncomfortable. Like certain audience members be like, oh, I can't watch that, and everybody's like, oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah, I agree. It was unsettling. It was supposed to be. I was all excited to watch this movie, and
you were. Yeah. And I'm glad it did disappoint you. And as a result, we want to know some favorites. So, Carly, since you're so just juiced up, give us a favorite or two of this film.
Well, my favorites, one of my favorite parts is when it's like they're passing the hand, like they're playing spin the bottle.
Yeah.
And it just one after another, after another, after another. And I'm going, damn, these people are like playing with fire here. And I loved that. And I actually, as unsettling as it is, love what happened when they let it go too far.
Yeah.
Because that's the ramifications.
Yeah, shit happens. You consequence.
There.
Every action's got a consequence. What about you, Miss Baruch?
I don't want to give away the movie because my favorite part is at the end.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my favorite part.
Okay. So your favorite part is basically how they set it up perfectly for a sequel if they got enough money to do it. And I love that too.
Really
Honestly, without giving away, I love that last 20 minutes after the highway, like how it all plays out, and like, oh shit, we're going a whole different direction. And I love the reveal. I thought that was amazing.
So did Mia save Riley?
We don't know. We're not going to speculate because we don't know. My favorite part was Riley, end to end. And that's where all my questions come in, because were they playing Mia like by showing Mia things about Riley to get her to do things they needed her, the spirits to get her to do the thing? Or was it a trap, like in Riley was in jeopardy, or was it really all about Mia all along? That's my question.
I feel because if you notice, after the one session where they did it and said talk to him and blew out the candle, after that his sister said he came around and he seemed more like himself. So I'm wondering if they broke that cycle and he really was in jeopardy until. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm gonna. Honestly, audience, I think you need a double take on this. You need to watch it twice, because now that you know all the premise, you can really like tie into those little things. Because I was not sure. I watched them. I'm like, man, it's like, again, who do I believe? Do I believe the mom? Do I believe Mia? Do I believe what Mia was shown in the other world is true or not true? So yeah, I mean, she made a lot of decisions based on what mommy was telling her, and I don't know if I trust her. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Yeah, because who went the longest? Yes, exactly. And Mia went the longest with the hand, and somehow she could not let go of it even after they went over by a little. So maybe that was a plan all along by this mysterious hand. I will tell you, I have another question, which actually this movie also reminded me of It Follows, where this hand seems to be this perpetual thing that gets passed around. Like, how long has this hand been around? I mean, there's a bunch of writing on that hand. So this hand has a history way beyond Duckett, which opened the show, which was freaking amazing. Until like all of a sudden me and group have it, and then obviously it must go elsewhere after. So it gets passed around like a joint. Puff, puff, pass, you know? Talk to me, pass. I don't know what it is, but but there's history to that, which I would love to see maybe in a sequel, some weird montage scene where like in 1902 there was a hand, and then like it's like kind of makes its way through history. Like, you know, if death follows,
the hand of the medium.
Yeah, like the monkey paw, it just kind of keeps changing hands and wreaking havoc all along the way. So I loved it just for the fact that it just kind of had this weird, surreal, larger than the boundaries of the film feel to it. Yeah, and that's what Brooke is saying. It's like, hey, shit happens after the fact, which is an awesome reveal at the end. But it's like, what happened prior? Who had it before Duckett had it? And how did it get into Duckett's hand? So yeah, I just loved it.
Yes.
I was about to give it away. I was like,
don't do it. It's so new.
It's so new. It's like, I mean, this is not Sixth Sense caliber, but it's a pretty nice meaty reveal. So yeah, I think I like it. I don't want to overstate it, but I thought at the end it was like, oh shit, nice. Good go.
Yeah, I thought it was decent. Yeah.
Very decent. Oh man. So my question was all around the Riley thing. So Brooke, did you give your opinion on what you think? Like, was Riley really in jeopardy? Was his soul really lost? Or was that just lies being told to Mia?
I thought he was really lost. I thought he really was.
Which also gave me a Insidious vibe.
Yeah.
Of like, you know, being lost in the afterworld. So or what's it called in Insidious? The further. Yeah. So Riley had gone further than he intended. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that
all was because of Mia.
Yes.
Damn it. Well, true. But he wanted it
Yeah.
He wanted it. And so while the sister was trying to be doing the right thing by her brother, she was really a bad friend. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone. I'm talking to my boyfriend. My boyfriend comes over on the day of her mother's death, the anniversary date. And I was like, oh, whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm busy talking to my boyfriend.
Give me 5 minutes.
And then Riley was scared and wanted to sleep with his sister. And she's like, no.
She's only worried when she's going to get in trouble. I think it's the only problem.
Yeah.
And when she was going to get in trouble for not picking him up, man,
That's
I was like,
hilarious.
really, sister, really?
Well, I mean, she's all into the boys, and apparently that boy is not into her.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. What did you guys think of the possession component?
That was fantastic. The way that each of the actors brought it forward, it was just amazing. I want to know what kind of direction they were given, because I mean, it's just snap, someone different.
Yeah. They both embodied whoever the spirit was, I think, really well. Especially for young actors and actresses. I thought really well done. But just the idea of like, talk to me, I let you in, and just the whole like, the choking and the spasms. I mean, to be done just like straight like that with no special effects, I thought was Oh, by the way, $4.5 million budget for the film. Almost $100,000, $100 million in box office.
Very nice.
So worldwide. So that's So like obviously
it made it to Sundance.
Did it? I'm assuming. Is that where it started? I don't remember.
Well,
I think it was in Australia. Actually, I have it right here.
One.
Adelaide.
Adelaide's
were October 30th, 2022. Released in Australia in July 27th of 23, which is why it's 23.
Okay.
And then world release when it came to America for the couple weeks in the theaters.
But
nothing's in the theaters for more than a few weeks these days. So
it made bank though.
It made bank, and that's why Brooke is talking about a sequel. If you can make part 2 for $7 million and make $100 million,
oh man,
I know that's a pretty good motor to run. I'd say.
You know what? As long as they don't fuck it up with too much CGI.
Yeah.
I mean,
if it's one, if they want to leave it,
all you gotta do is either. This is where we start storytelling, right? So if they leave the formula, leave the practical effects, you've already proven it works. So you don't really need to expend more money, except for maybe even more ghastly ghost makeup or something. Other
what
than
else
that,
can they come up with?
Yeah, I think they just need to expand upon the story.
Yeah, I think
maybe, it can't just be the same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think maybe Mia is in a coma or something, and they're trying to bring her back. I don't know. Maybe they may do that.
I think she did. You think she did? I think she did. That's my opinion. I think that like if you can't just be like, okay, now some other group of kids has the hand, because then it's just like, oh, it's Friday the 13th, part 7, more counselors to kill. I mean, we need something to like expand.
How did it get to where it was?
Yeah, exactly.
They should do a prequel instead of a sequel. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, without me giving away, but you two both know, after the end of the film, we know that there's a house that's empty.
Yeah.
And somebody might be going through said house for what they find in everybody's belongings. Therefore, said hand could end up anywhere. Somebody could just pilfer it. Somebody could have just taken it and thrown it in a evidence locker for a month, and all of a sudden somebody steals it. Who knows? It's obviously there's a chain of custody that this hand is going to make its way somewhere else.
I thought it ended up where it said it ended in the.
No. But we don't know how it got from Mia to there, and whether that's a straight line or not. That's assuming time is linear.
Right.
We don't even know. That could be a whole other. Like, it could be in the past. It could be in a far-flung future. Who knows?
Because she's had the dream.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm saying, but if we get a good story to encapsulate that next thing, then I think audience will really eat it up because it was so creepy, so cool. You can't repeat the same things again because it's just like, okay, I already saw this. It's like, oh, look, it's Star Wars Episode 7. Isn't that Episode 4 all over again, but with Rey? We need something fresh and with some continuity. So
yeah. It was, but
I mean, even Insidious has like a continuity to it.
Yeah.
Part 2, you get to understand who the creepy people were.
And then
I've
seen it.
You get that kind of, it's almost like an origin story. So
I know I'm picking number 2 so you can watch it.
Okay.
But it does work. But with that, Carly.
Yes.
Pick your poison. Who's going to rate this film?
Well, you're going to go first this time.
No, I shall not.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to, you know what? I love this film, and there's not much I can bitch about in the negative. It's really just solid all the way through, other than me not getting the point sometimes, or maybe the point is I wasn't meant to know the point. It's like, I'm meant to be like, was that supposed to be the thing? Wiki says nothing about like anything to confirm or assuade my problem with the film of not knowing, because sometimes I have to know. But with all that said, I'm going to honestly give this, I want to give it 5 hands, but I will not. I'm going to give it 5 butcher knives or steak knives to the eyeball.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Brooke, what do you think?
I don't know why I can't give it a 5, but I just can't.
Because you thought it was funny. That's why.
Yeah. I don't know why I can't. So I'm going to give it a 4.5. I don't know. I guess sucking toes.
Nice.
that was gross. That was gross.
I mean, I guess if the pinky is really short, then it is kind of like 4.5 sucking toes. So it kind of all works out.
Nice. That's kind of funny. There you go. There's
see, there you go. Now it is funny.
I'm going to have to go with a 4.999999.
Dang.
Dying kangaroos.
Oh.
Dying kangaroos.
Which also set up a very specific identity premise.
Yeah.
That I think is like, there was only a reason why it was there. And I get that. And I kind of applauded, like, okay, it wasn't just some rando thing. It was foreshadowing for something in the future. So I did like that. What, dear Carly?
Yes.
Kept it from getting that 0.0000001 to make it a 5?
Because there were questions that I had that were left unanswered.
Okay. Okay, so if there were to be a part 2, which Brooke says is a guarantee, because her production company is launching this thing. If they answered all this film's questions while building the universe and then leaving you with more questions for part 2 to be answered in part 3, like, would you then come back and say, now I give it a 5?
Well, I would come back to this one and say yes.
Okay. But only directors and writers if you answer my questions.
Answer the questions.
How dare you? So
we
wait, how is it I give it a 5 with questions? You give it like an infinitesimal 0.1 because you didn't get the answers to the question.
Well, it's just the question about the note.
Okay.
That's
just
what got
the note.
Me. It was the note.
It was a note.
Is it real?
I mean, I want to say that based on what we saw, what happened to the familial peoples, that I don't know. I don't think anything can be believed on the outside in the real world, because they were being puppeted. That's my opinion. But maybe that was the only real thing.
Well, they said that there was wood underneath her fingernails. Why? That's why the note got them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a whole little thread there of like what happened off camera that's just being, given exposition to by us or to us Yeah, so some of it's it's like almost like you really got to piece all that together to get any closure, which doesn't happen. But that's okay. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Any last words, Miss Carly Yates, that you want to give to us about this film that you loved so much?
Well, I did.
I know. I'm not saying nothing bad.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say without spoiling it, and I mean spoiling it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that, but I still got to reiterate the whole Riley sequence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you watch it for nothing else, watch it for Riley.
Yeah, you could take that as like a 4 or 5 minute YouTube clip and be like, "What the f?"
Yeah, that was messed up.
Except I wouldn't use that nice language. I'd drop the bomb.
You would drop the bomb. You know, speaking of films that we can't spoil, you know, it's really that time of the program where we have to choose a new one. And lo and behold, the duties fall on me for next time. So I have stated it before, I think. Also brand new to streaming. It is on Peacock, and it is Night Swim. I don't think it was critically acclaimed and received like Talk to Me was, but this looks really interesting to me. And I have actually, other than the trailer, no idea what's supposed to be happening in this, other than like algae in the pool.
I watched it already.
You did? Okay, cool.
I mean, not.
Okay, Brooke. Just quick, 2 seconds. Good, bad, and different. Liked it, hated it.
I hated it.
All right, awesome.
You may like it.
And that's what I love about those movies, because usually Brooke and I are completely opposite when it comes to how we like film.
So you may like it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I mean, I know nothing. It might be the stupidest thing ever, or really, like, you know, mechanically not make sense for the underworld or whatever the evil things are. But yeah,
it cannot be as bad as the one where there were like 50 million of the same movie, and we ended up actually watching the correct one. And
U-Turn, yes, famously chosen by Ashley Gray House. U-Turn last year, where we watched 27 versions of it. Yeah. But I will always love Ashley for like, no, not that version, the Hindi version. No, not the Taiwanese version. No, the Korean version. I can't believe every culture has remade that film. But just pick one. It's fine. So again, Night Swim on Peacock for us next time.
Very nice.
Again, Carly, thank you so much. I really, really, really enjoyed this film.
Me too.
While Brooke thought it was hilarious and a comedy, more of a rom-com than anything else.
It was funny whenever they was getting possessed. It was like, so I'm like,
okay, Brooke, when you get possessed and we film you, we'll see how you do.
No cameras.
She's like, I'm not letting nobody in, and I'm not shaking hands.
Daniel, delete that, delete it, delete it.
That was cameras. Pretty cool. You know, in a post-COVID world, why are people, you know, shaking hands anyway? That's my thing. Nobody's using hand sanitizer, nothing.
No, they're not. They're not.
I don't know what to think about that. Not very sensitive to the society in which we live, but that's just me.
Well, that's all right. Maybe in the sequel.
Maybe in the sequel. Maybe they'll be like, everybody's like, and then of course all the right. I actually want to see the hand. I want to see the hand, and I want to read on it. I want to see everything that was written, because you only caught a few of them. I would love to.
I thought there were names on them, but it wasn't names.
There's some phrases too, because I think "Talk to Me" was on it. There was a couple of phrases in there, but you didn't get a chance to look at it like closely enough to really, without freeze framing it, like see everything. But yeah, I'd be very curious to have the replica and be like, "Ooh, why does it say Carly Yates was here? What the hell?"
Nah, because I was.
Well, ladies, thank you for bringing joy to my Sunday. Love to you. And much love. So until next time, I will bid adieu to Brooke. Bye for now. Carly, love you. And to you, our loving audience, always love to have you here on Sunday nights. And don't forget, we are always here to scare you later.